The James Webb Telescope is a true marvel. It took 25 years of planning, building, testing, and retesting before it could finally be launched into space. And now that it is in space, it still has to be readjusted before it can begin its main mission. Its main objective is to help astronomers and scientists find out more about how our universe began, as well as take a look at other faraway galaxies that cannot be observed with any other telescope. Recently, it is said to have sent back some new images. So, what is so fascinating about these images? Hello, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will analyze some of the latest images sent back by the James Webb Telescope. But before we continue, why don't you take a few seconds to hit the subscribe button and never miss out on what's going on in the space industry. And with that, let's look at the images, shall we? Not so long ago, the James Webb Telescope completed the 6th out of the 7 stages in the setup process. The brains behind it are fascinated because they never expected it to get to that stage this soon. And now, there is only one more step before we can start seeing some sharper images of millions of years old galaxies in space. But given the end result, it is worth the wait. According to the report given by NASA on April 1st, the engineers built the James Webb Telescope have managed to successfully align all but one of the instruments on the $10 billion space telescope. Right now, the telescope is in the process of cooling to deep space temperatures. It was launched on December 25, 2021. In the same report, NASA said that they are calling it a day with the successful completion of the 6th stage of Webb's commissioning process. After this, NASA has one more stage before they can start taking crystal clear photos. However, they can only go on with this stage once the telescope has cooled to the temperatures that it is supposed to be at for smooth operation. This puts Webb slightly ahead of schedule. According to Chanda Walker, Ball aerospace scientist and Webb team member, the efficiency came as a pleasant surprise. The commissioning process began with some course corrections before starting fine corrections. However, scientists were amazed by how much the secondary mirror course corrections were so successful that they did not even find any need for the fine corrections. The success is all thanks to the many years that the team has been planning and great teamwork. For them to achieve this, the Webb Telescope team had very long weeks of slowly adjusting to the telescope's primary mirrors, which are comprised of 18 gold and beryllium segments. They had to bring them into focus across several other instruments, such as the near-infrared camera, the fine guidance sensor, the near-infrared slitless spectrograph, and the near-infrared spectrometer. NASA reported that the process was so successful for both the primary and secondary mirrors that the team found no reason for any more adjustments. Well, not until the 7th stage. Now, only the mid-infrared instrument, MIRI, needs to cool to about 447 degrees Fahrenheit below zero, or 7 Kelvin. This is important for it to function smoothly, even in the cold and dark deep space. The process is said to take a couple of weeks to get to that temperature. Once MIRI gets to that temperature, NASA can continue with the 7th commissioning stage, which is the final milestone. After this stage, they can now bring the instruments fully online. The Webb team will make the final mirror alignment adjustments to make sure that all 4 instruments are completely and perfectly aligned. Once this is achieved, the telescope will manage to focus its light on the instruments. When this happens, the agency will have a key decision meeting to confirm that the alignment process is complete and done perfectly. After this, the team will move on to commissioning each instrument, which will make them ready to work. About 6 months after launch, the James Webb Telescope is said to have managed to take its first proper images of space. This means that the very first clear images will be around June or early July of 2022. However, it managed to take a few images as it was going through the alignment process. Even though the images are not scientific at all, they are making waves across the astronomical world today. This is because they are a clear indication that the James Webb Telescope was successful. In fact, most scientists claim that it has gone beyond their expectations. After the alignment, the telescope took an unexceptional image of an unexceptional star as a test. The star, which is now known as 2MASS J17554042 plus 6551277, was seen on March 16, 2022. It was taken with the near-infrared camera (NIR-CAM) instrument. This image was important because it showed that the mirrors of the telescope were aligned correctly. This means that NASA is even closer to exploring the cosmos. Before that image, the James Webb team had received another image from the telescope in February 2022. This image showed 18 different stars scattered across a black background. The star, which is known as HD 84406, was seen in 18 different positions. This was because the James Webb Telescope's mirrors were still in the process of aligning themselves. Because the mirror parts were not aligned, the star looked like it had been split into smaller stars. The James Webb Telescope is a true masterpiece in terms of technology, and it cost $10 billion just to build it. Unlike its predecessor, the Hubble telescope, which orbits the Earth, the James Webb Space Telescope has gone about 3,000 times further away from the Earth, but is still orbiting the Sun. This means that if any part were to stop functioning or something went wrong, there would be no way to repair it. This is why it took so long to develop, because they had to make sure that it was perfect in every way. The telescope's mirror measures 6.5 meters wide and is comprised of 18 hexagonal segments. These segments self-assemble themselves in space. So far, the alignment has gone flawlessly, just realigning them to form one signal. Smooth reflecting surface is something that requires nanometer scale precision. The only way to confirm if it had been successful was through the images that were sent. Of all the 4 instruments that are on James Webb Telescope, only one is operational, and that is the near-infrared camera. However, the 3 other instruments are set to be fully operational and ready to begin the scientific imaging process in June or July. The images that the James Webb Telescope will take will go back in time and capture galaxies that existed in the early days of our universe. This is only a few hundred million years after the Big Bang. They will potentially change our understanding of how our universe came to be and how it evolved to get to where we are now. Most scientists and astronomers are eagerly waiting for the first images from the James Webb Telescope so that they can start exploring the vast universe. Dr. Rebecca Allen from Swinburne University of Technology Space Technology and Industry Institute said, "The James Webb Space Telescope will shed light on the universe in a few different ways. It will be able to capture the distant starlight from galaxies that has been redshifted, from UV wavelengths to the infrared, meaning we can literally see further back when the universe was younger to understand more about how the first galaxies formed and grew." Allen then went ahead to say that it is not just about looking far away. She also said that with the help of the infrared instruments on the telescope, they would be able to discover more about nearby universes by studying planets that are outside our solar system. She said, "I'm very excited to see the telescope take spectroscopy of distant worlds as they pass in front of their stars and hopefully confirm the existence of water beyond Earth." Other people like Ritva Keskikuha, the Deputy Optical Telescope Element Manager for Webb, said during the agency press conference, "We are excited about what this means for science. We now know we have built the right telescope." With the aim of going to the beginning, the telescope is making quite the progress. I believe that we are yet to discover universes and planets that have never been seen or heard of before. This is one great step for science, as we are about to see a whole new world. Who knows, we may even find life beyond Earth. What do you think of the images? Let us know in the comment section below. Also, before you leave, take a few seconds to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos. See you later!